Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here with my week 4 battle of the WBE. I am pokeaimMD, coach of the New York Dreepys, and this week we are taking on GalacticElliot, coach of the Chicago Cubchoots. And before we get into this, I just want to say that my merch is available with the new code that only works this weekend as well. I got another code, which is awesome, that ends on Sunday. If you use code CUPID, why does the code look like that? Okay, if you use code CUPID, you can get 10% off. Cupid with a 1 instead of an I, so if you use that, you can get 10% off if you want to pick up some of the merch, which is available down below, and support the Dreepys. But yeah, this week, Elliot has a pretty threatening team. I think his biggest threats are the Hydreigon as well as the Togekiss, because they're Pokemon that I can't really muscle through as well, especially because Hydreigon has such a good speed tier versus my HAXORUS, and as well as the fact that he has Pokemon like Copperajah, and even Ninetales can be pretty threatening depending on the set. He can run Flash Fire, he can still run Drought. Drought's actually pretty nasty versus me, I'm gonna be honest, and my team isn't as prepared versus that one. Though I do have outs, I definitely have outs. But yeah, Elliot has a really scary team, but he only has one Stealth Rocker, which is Copperajah, and then one Spiker, which is his G-Max. So if he chooses to use Spikes on that, for instance, he'll have less of an offensive presence. But nonetheless, scary team, scary team. Hydreigon, Raichu has a great speed tier as well. They're just good Pokemon in general. So the first Pokemon we have up right here is my Corviknight. My Corviknight is running an OCCA Berry this week. Now OCCA Berry is just for Heat Crash on Copperajah, but it also can allow me to take Fire Blast from Togekiss as well as Hydreigon. The idea is to weaken Copperajah because it's one of the few Pokemon on this team that actually hits from my Gardevoir. And yeah, basically I have enough defense to 2-hit KO max HP Copperajah with Body Press. The 28 speed allows me to outspeed Jolly max speed Copperajah, just in case he wants to bring that. And the rest are just put into HP as well as special defense. But Body Press gives me a nice solid 2-hit KO Copperajah. It's also just a decent move versus Glaceon, though I do have Iron Head, of course. And just strong versus Ninetales too. Just get some nice chip off on that. We have Roost for longevity. U-turn for momentum, especially with an OCCA Berry. I can break like a sub on Hydreigon, or get a little bit of chip on something like Ninetales coming in if they try and come in on Corviknight. And then we do have the Iron Head, which gives me about it's good versus offensive Togekiss, and gives about 40% off on defensive Togekiss, which is good for something like my HAXORUS or my Cinderace coming in. But this Pokemon isn't running Defog this week. It was really hard to fit, right? I wanted Body Press, I wanted Roost, I want a U-turn, I want Iron Head, I want a Defog, I want a Brave Bird, I want Sub Bulk Up. But I decided on this one. I shout out to my boy Solgears as well for working on me, as well as Gypsy King. But yeah, I think that just a support Corviknight that's there to completely shut down Gardevoir, which is big. The Gardevoir, of course, can run like Max Lightning with Thunderbolt or something, so I have to be careful about that. But I have answers for that too. Like my own G-Max is really good versus that. I have PILOSWINE as well. HAXORUS hits it hard, so I have responses. But one of the Pokemon we can U-turn out into is actually my Lumberry HAXORUS. I was going to bring Choice Band again for the 4th week in a row, but I think Dragon Dance is all right here. I think he has to almost bring Scarf Hydreigon as well. But my HAXORUS outspeeds the Haunter if it's Scarf or something. I'm faster than that. I have Mold Breaker Earthquake for Haunter as well, but it also hits Ninetales. I can hit Hydreigon as well for damage, and also as well as his G-Max and Copperajah. Poison Jab is only there really for Togekiss, but it also hits Serena. And then we have Dragon Claw with the Dragon Dance. Lumberry is good for like Will-O-Wisp or Toxic or Thunder Wave or anything like that that can come out and can allow me to set up and use my HAXORUS to break a little bit. I really like Choice Band as well. First impression is strong versus Hydreigon, and it's just good versus Serena because Mode Breaker means I don't care about Queenly Majesty, so I'll OCCO that thing with a Choice Band hit. And it's also really strong versus Raichu too, but he has enough ground immunities and enough he has the ground immunity and the dragon immunity in Togekiss, so I like the ability to switch up moves. Of course, Togekiss can run a poison resist berry, but I just gotta get a little bit of chip on that as well. Next up, we have my Cinderace. We're running heavy duty boots. I was gonna originally run Assault Vest, but because I'm not running Defog, I think heavy duty boots makes a lot more sense. We have enough speed for Raichu with enough attack to knock it out. We also 2-hit KO offensive Togekiss and almost 2-hit KO defensive Togekiss if it's not running leftovers. We have Pyro Ball, U-turn, Super Fang for 50% off on something like Ninetales as well as on Gastrodon. Ninetales can run Flash Fire as well as Protect, so it can be a decent check to Cinderace, so Super Fang just gives me that half off on there. And then the Spadef lets me take a modest Draco Meteor from Scarf Hydreigon always. Though I think you'll always run Timid versus me too, just because of the fact that it outspeeds HAXORUS. I think that's just the big thing with that Pokemon. So you don't necessarily want to run Modest, I feel. But just to be safe, I can also tank like Fire Blast from like a Specs Ninetales, for instance. And this can eat hits from Glaceon if need be. Eats hits from Togekiss as well, depending on its arena too. We have my Gardevoir coming up next. Now, originally I was going to run Choice Scarf, and I do like the speed control from Choice Scarf, I'll be honest. But I'm really weak to even a Flash Fire Nasty Plot Ninetales could be very annoying, or even like switching into Gastrodon can be annoying too. So even Raichu. And Hydreigon as well, like depending on the set. So, special defensive, Wish, Calm Mind, Trace, Gardevoir with Trace. I don't have to care about Flash Fire if they do run that on Ninetales. Wish, as well as Calm Mind, can allow me to muscle through Hydreigon. I live +2 Flash Cannon as well if they have that. Moonblast will knock them out. This can deal with potentially the Raichu as well as Togekiss if it's not flinched to death. All of that's just depending on a few things like that, but it's not 2-hit KO by Earthquake from Gastrodon. Gastrodon can run the Clear Smog if it wants to, but Clear Smog, Recover, Earthquake, Scald. I guess that could be a set they could run. But with Trace, I don't care about their Storm Drain as well, and I can stall it out of Earthquakes too. And I can also Wish Pass infinitely to my PILOSWINE, which even if it gets burnt, it doesn't really matter too much in this game, I feel. But Mono Moonblast, which is why it depends on really the Corviknight with the Body Press to deal with Copperajah, and as well as, you know, my remaining team members to deal with their G-Max Pokemon. But Spadef Wish Support lets me actually pivot in this game once. And then we also have Special Defensive PILOSWINE in this game too with the Thick Fat, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Shard, and Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry is a 2-hit KO guaranteed on Physically Defensive Gastrodon. Which I think they would run because HAXORUS and Cinderace are very big threats, especially like Banded Cinderace, for instance. If you're not physically defensive, you're not taking it on as well. I could be wrong though. They don't have to run that, but Freeze Dry lets me 2-hit KO that. I'm not really bothered by Scald from Gastrodon either, especially because I do have Wish support too. And this gives me Stealth Rock. Ice Shard is there for chipping away at the Hydreigon. Also, my Cinderace, just something to note, but High Jump Kick does like 87% min to Hydreigon, so it KOs it with rocks. So that's really good with PILOSWINE. And then Earthquake is really nice for Raichu and whatnot. I gotta be careful around that Pokemon though. Don't get me wrong. And last but not least, we have my Orbeetle, which I'm hoping to clean up with this week. But it's Agility Orbeetle with the Weakness Policy. And the EV spread allows me to take a Dark Pulse from Hydreigon after Rocks. If Rocks are up for, you know, obviously. Energy Ball, Max Overgrowth can help me versus Gastrodon, which is a very big threat. My Psyshock is stronger versus Ninetales and Togekiss than Psychic would be. And then we have Bug Buzz as well to help me deal with the Hydreigon and good versus Serena too. So the idea is I can Agility up on one of them, get my Weakness Policy, and then Gigantamax, and hopefully from there sweep my opponent. I'm faster than Togekiss as well, which also makes me faster than their G-Max too, which is Gardevoir. Gotta be worried about the Weakness Policy, I suppose, but Orbeetle's solid. This is a really interesting game because I feel like they have so many outs that could actually beat me. So, like, funnily enough, I actually don't give myself the advantage in this matchup, just because of, like, you know, I think Ninetales is a legitimate threat. Same thing with like Raichu and Gastrodon, and Togekiss too, because it can flinch me to death. So this will be an interesting game to say the least. But yeah, stay tuned for the Wi-Fi battle coming out right now. Alright guys, so we are here with my battle versus Elliot, and just like I want to say, if you guys didn't know, I have merchandise available, and if you use the code CUPID with a 1 this weekend up until Sunday, you can get 20, it's 10% off, I don't know why I say 20, but you can get 10% off, so that link is down below. So you want to support the Dreepys, feel free to, and yeah, let's get into this battle with my boy Elliot. So let's see what he has. Oh, exactly as expected. No G-Max though, okay. Which is also kind of expected. Like, it was like half expected. Ninetales, Hydreigon, no Copperajah, so no rocks. Hydreigon, Raichu. I actually like his team. Gastro, which is going to be annoying. Gastrodon, Togekiss, and Haunter. Alright, so I'll look at them here. Yeah, so my Orbeetle is definitely gonna be my win con in this game, though I do see that Dragon Dance HAXORUS is really nice too. Absolutely love Cinderace as a lead, and I think I'm just gonna lock in with that too because it gives me something versus the basically everything. It shouldn't die to any hit. And not that rocks really matter in a sense, but it's just strong in general here. My HAXORUS being faster than Haunter is nice too. But yeah, it being faster than Raichu is really big as well. And just being able to U-turn on everything turn 1 as opposed to maybe like Gastrodon could be a little bit frustrating in that regard, but which is actually a decent lead versus me, don't get me wrong. But we're going to see if we can win with my ORBEETLE in the endgame in this. I'm sure I just need about like 40% off on Ninetales and the rest kind of just fall over. I mean, I'm sure Togekiss also needs some damage on it too. Rocks Up are going to be pretty big in this game as well, depending on what my opponent has. But yeah, have fun, Elliot. This week I'm not as confident in my squad, but it's mainly because like I felt, I don't know, I didn't do as much like EV spreading as I normally would. Smart lead on my opponent's part with Gastrodon. Okay, so Gardevoir's role is to basically deal with Hydreigon, but also Gastrodon to extent. So we're just going to U-turn here. I'll figure out how much we do right now as it's actually happening. Gastrodon. Obviously, this is a bad position. What if he's Scarf? No, it's slow as hell. But so U-turn does 22 to 26% if he's just max HP. We'll find out right now. It does around 25%. That's about 20-ish. I would say that the play I want to make here is I think my Gastrodon, excuse me, my Gardevoir, because I do trace them. Though I doubt they're Storm Drain here. They're probably Frisk. Let's see. I mean Sticky Hold, excuse me. As they go for Yawn. Huh. Yawn. So right now, I definitely expect them to fear the Energy Ball. And I want to make the, I want to make an aggressive play here, which I think is my HAXORUS. HAXORUS deals with Ninetales. They should fear Energy Ball, and I haven't revealed anything yet. So again, they should fear that Energy Ball. They could go for Protect, as they throw off a Scald. Wow. Yawn, Scald. Dragon Claw does a decent chunk to them. I'm surprised. Okay, so Yawn, Scald, Recover. I'll figure out what they have here. I'm surprised they didn't fear me to go for that. But, well, Dragon Claw, I don't want to Dragon Dance immediately either. A Dragon Claw lets me fill out the damage as well on them. They could switch out into their Togekiss here. I just have to play fast. I have to gauge damage on this thing. I have a Lumberry, so it's okay. Dragon Claw, if they're not physically defensive again, does about 50%, which is insane damage. And Yawn, Scald, I'm going to assume Recover as their last move as well. And maybe Ice Beam. So they are hella physically defensive as they throw off another Scald. So physically defensive. Makes sense. I can wish pass to this back and forth, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to make the PILOSWINE play, mainly because that is definitely physically defensive. So PILOSWINE should be able to eat any hit. I love rocks in this game, and I also want to freeze dry them, threaten them with freeze dry too, as they do reveal the Recover. Yep. So that's as expected there. Scald should not be doing too much to my PILOSWINE. Yeah, that does nothing. And as good as PILOSWINE is in this game, Rocks Up means that my Cinderace kind of kills everything besides this Pokemon. So, and me being faster is amazing too. I like how I'm Sassy, and they're more than likely the same thing. So I throw off a Scald there. They're 3 for 3 on Scalds and no burns, which is amazing for me. And we could just throw off a Freeze Dry. I almost Dynamax. We can throw off a Freeze Dry, which will 2-hit KO physically defensive. I'm assuming they're relaxed. Which will 2-hit KO them. But more importantly, it puts them in range of other attacks. So I definitely need Gastrodon gone for my Cinderace to put in work. Hell yeah, that's some good damage. Hell yeah. So really nice. They don't burn me either, which is really fortunate for me. And just getting Gastrodon that low is incredible. I want to Earthquake here so badly, but I'm pretty positive I won't be able to knock them out. But it does deal with them potentially going out into Ninetales, which I think is really aggressive. I'm just going to Freeze Dry again. If they give me Gastrodon, again, that's incredible. Gastrodon's annoying. I'm assuming they go Ninetales as well, but damage on Ninetales is important. I could Earthquake here as well. Like, nothing on their team really likes Freeze Dry into other attacks, so I'm good with that. I suppose Raichu could have Surf. But I'm good, though. Like, Rocks Up, amazing. They can't get rid of them. Damage on Gastrodon, phenomenal as well. As they switch. As they do go Ninetales, which is kind of, like I said, kind of expected, but at the same time, like, it wasn't worth the prediction, I feel. As they are Flash Fire as well, so that's nice. So, Flash Fire is kind of checked by, let's say Flash Fire Leftovers is kind of checked by my Gardevoir to an extent. But I also really like Cinderace here. Because again, me being Flash Fire and them having Leftovers is nice. Like, they don't do much damage to Cinderace. I guess they could have Hypnosis. Fire Blast. Doesn't do much. I can Jump Kick here if I need to. They did 155 to that. I'm just going to Super Fang, though. Again, if I could have Earthquake there on the Gastrodon. Like, I even mentioned it, but as long as my Piloswine is faster, which it is, I can always do a Gastrodon. I didn't want Gardevoir to come out because Gardevoir is going to be important in dealing with Raichu as well as Hydreigon now that Piloswine has been weakened. And Super Fang just hits everything very hard. It hits everything very hard. So, I'm making that play. I could technically Dragon Dance up now if I wanted to. But this damage on Ninetales is very important for opening up my my Orbeetle in the back, which can win after an agility. So, especially because there's no Sun Up on Ninetales, which is kind of expected as well. Like, Flash Fire makes a lot of sense versus me. Maybe they'll Protect. Fire Blast. I'm just going to calc that, but I guess they could also make the... They do make the Gastrodon play. So they'll take Rocks and they'll take Super Fang. Nice. Now, physically defensive Gastrodon has a good shot of living this, actually. No, High Jump Kick, hell no. But do I want a High Jump Kick, or is it better for me to just U-turn out? I don't want them going Haunter. This Mon's very important in this game. I can't risk them going Haunter. I cannot. I'm going to U-turn here. I'm not going to let them go Haunter on me. I don't care. Like, let them get a recover off. Sure. High Jump Kick definitely knocked them out as well, but... And Pyro Ball might have been close. But hell no, they're not going Haunter on me. Let's go Piloswine as well. Again. And do the exact same thing. Freeze Dry again. Fire Blast will not knock out Piloswine either. I can see them going Ninetales one more time too, but like I said, like everything taking damage is very important. So I'm always going to Freeze Dry. Always. Oh, nice. They stayed in. I think they tried to predict me to go for Earthquake there. So Piloswine picks up the KO on Gastrodon. Fantastic. Pylo KOs Gastro. Awesome. That opens up so much for me in this game. Like, it really does. Especially now because, like, when Cinderace comes in, it just does damage to everything. It really just does damage. And I can even keep this thing alive to Ice Shard. I do want to worry about a potential Scarf Haunter in the back. That's something to keep in mind. In general, Haunter can be annoying, but I think Corviknight can deal with it. As they go Ninetales here. I don't think you knock me out. And honestly, I want to be able to click Pyro Ball without any drawback. I can set up on you, though. Alright, I'll make the Gardevoir play because I traced the Flash Fire, and then I can Wish Pass into HAXORUS or even Piloswine if I want to. As they go for Fire Blast. I can also Wish Pass into Cinderace, I feel. I'm gonna wish. I'm gonna wish right out into, I think, I think it doesn't give them enough information about me. Like, them not being able to touch me is really big. And those rocks being up are so big, too. Also, me having a Gigantamax here can be really good, too. Like, there's a lot. I could also Calm Mind immediately, probably. PILOSWINE for sure for mini MVP, though. That Gastrodon is annoying. I don't know if they had Ice Beam or Clear Smog or Protect. Because Yawn, Scald, Recover, Protect is actually really annoying, too. But it wasn't worth me going for High Jump Kick, for sure. They Willow, which Flash Fire doesn't care about either. And Willow, Wish. I'll just pass to my Cinderace, I feel. Honestly? Yeah, Cinderace is safe. I keep it healthy enough to eat a hit from my Dragon, which is important too. And they can't Willow me because of that Flash Fire, so that Trace is really important here. I don't want them double Willowing expecting me to go HAXORUS as they go for Fire Blast again. Nice. So we get my boy in. Once again, I'm just going to go for Super Fang. I think it just hits everything. Cinderace is going to be important because it outspeeds Raichu. And this is just a Pokemon they don't really deal with. Like, between this and Gardevoir, I like how it kicks up the rock. Between this and Gardevoir, I can go back and forth. And if they go like Togekiss, for instance, oh, I blow them back with a Pyro Ball. Ooh, okay. So they Memento. So Ninetales, Mementos. Ninetales, Mementos. What does that give him a switching with, really? I don't think that matters too much. I can U-turn on Hydreigon. And then Ice Shard to break a sub if he has sub. Raichu, I can U-turn on as well. Like, my Cinderace is at full HP, so it doesn't die to any hit. I mean, granted, Togekiss is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I don't think, anyway. So, like, right here, I think it's okay for me to literally U-turn on everything. If they go Togekiss, I just hit him with Poison Jab from my HAXORUS, which has a Lumberry as well, which is very important. Yeah, like, I U-turn because I get Rocks damage off on Togekiss. If it's heavy-duty boots, then Poison Jab's going to do a good chunk. They can't knock out HAXORUS in one hit unless they go for Dazzling Gleam immediately, and they go Hydreigon, so that's great. Like I said, I can eat every hit from this Mon. I can eat every hit from this Mon. Even Scarf Draco, Scarf Earth Power, all of that. Get some chip on there. There you go. And I feel this is the turn. I just don't want to lose the Thunderbolt spam, which I shouldn't. This is a turn to go right out into my specially defensive Gardevoir, which can Moonblast and knock him out. As they go for Dragon Dance. Ooh. Huh. Okay. Okay, so Orbeetle eats a hit. I can't pivot in on this. I have Corviknight, which is running an Occa Berry, and it has Body Press, so I'm okay. But I'm not going to switch on this thing. Orbeetle can always Gigantamax and eat a hit as well. So we're just going to Moonblast here. I'm assuming they're going to Crunch or Iron Tail. Crunch probably just OHKOs me. Wow, I didn't think they'd be Dragon Dance. That's really cool. I'm sure they knock me out here. Like, you have base 105 attack. Crunch should knock me out. Oh my gosh, max HP Gardevoir, you go. You go. Yeah, go ahead and pick up that KO. Nice. Okay, so Hydreigon goes down. Gardevoir KOs Hydreigon. We'll write that down. Not bad, not bad. Yo, max defense. The thing is, they had to be plus speed nature on that because that's the only way you can outspeed HAXORUS. If HAXORUS is Dragon Dance or Scarf. So that's interesting. Maybe they had a Bomb Berry as well, so they can eat a hit. But Ninetales, Hydreigon, and Gastrodon being on are huge. I still like Corviknight here to Iron Head the Togekiss if things get bad. Like, I really like it to Iron Head the Togekiss if things get bad. Haunter comes out. I think I'm just going to sack this. Yeah, I'm going to wish and sack. I'm pretty sure they can sub up on me if anything, right? Maybe they couldn't because Moonblast would do a lot. Maybe I should have Moonblast. I think I should have Moonblasted there. Okay, they just Shadow Ball immediately. That's good. So let's see if we see a Life Orb on them or anything. We do not see a Life Orb. You know what? I think we can Agility on them if they're not Specs. They might just be Specs and I might have just messed up. This might have been a bad play. We'll figure it out right now. I'm going to go for Agility. Because if they're Scarf, I'm faster than them. I get my weakness policy here. And then I just... Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. Cool. Okay, awesome. So I go for Agility here. They're leftovers. They might be Thunder Wave. I'm just going to Psyshock for damage. I shouldn't die to Air Slash, and then they'll give me my weakness policy. And then I can Pyro Ball everything. Again, they could be Thunder Wave. But I have Cinderace, like I have outs for this as well. That did absolutely nothing. As they sub. Oh boy, okay, this is getting kind of crazy. Actually, this is alright. Yeah, this is fine. Sub what? Sub... That is definitely physically defensive as well. We go Corviknight here. Corviknight can Iron Head and break the sub. And I have an Occa Berry too, so even if there's sub Nasty Plot, for instance. Let's see what we see. Sub Roost. Sub NP. Sub NP, okay. That's fine. I think sub NP is fine. Because again, I have that Occa Berry, so I should be okay to eat a hit. I break their sub. Of course, if things get bad, and by that I mean like they try and flinch me to death, that could be bad too. But I definitely live Flamethrower because of my Occa Berry. Okay, Flamethrower, Air Slash, I'm gonna assume. That did nothing. That did a good chunk. It doesn't matter though. We have Iron Head to break the sub. Let's see if they burnt me. They did not. Nice. So there's a Mon that can, like I said, come back in and be very threatening. But I always have Orbeetle, which can hopefully clean up the endgame. And I'm assuming this is like a physically defensive one, but I could be wrong. Either way, I go HAXORUS after and click Poison Jab to put him in range of my either Piloswine or my Cinderace, depending on which route I want to go, of course. So we go out into my HAXORUS next. We Poison Jab. Then we die to Air Slash. Yeah, we Poison Jab here. We die to Air Slash. He was really trying to, like, psych me out with these Mons. Definitely Poison Jabbing, though. Ah, well, Bandit HAXORUS actually would have been really good here. Oh, well. I wonder if he was bug resist on Hydreigon. But yeah, we definitely go for the Poison Jab. No matter what, it puts him in range. If it doesn't kill, which it shouldn't based on Psyshock damage. But it puts him in range of Cinderace. Oh, and I get the poison as well. Which I think ensures victory, if I'm not mistaken. Because what I'm going to do here is, because I got that poison, I'm going to go out into my Orbeetle and Gigantamax. I'm going to get up the gravity, so that way my Cinderace can land every single Pyro Ball. And, I mean, that's if USOPP doesn't win the game on its own, right? But because of that, I can go out to this Mon, which is guaranteed faster than you. I can Gigantamax and G-Max Gravitas, which will knock out Togekiss. I think the poison made it like that. And then I get up, like I said, I get up that gravity, And that puts my opponent to lose to me clicking moves with my Cinderace, I think. I could be wrong. Because he shouldn't be able to kill this thing. This thing is max special defense. Raichu cannot beat it even if a nasty plot's up. Orbeetle should win the game right here if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though, like I said. So, again, this will definitely knock out Togekiss at that range. That's a G-Max move. We get up that gravity, so your boy cannot miss. I can also Earthquake Haunter as well, which is an interesting thing. With my, I can Earthquake Haunter with my Piloswine, so that's cool. Okay. Orbeetle KOs Togekiss. There's Raichu. Let me hit my attacks. Yeah, we go for the max flutter. Max flutter, baby. Nasty plot. I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. I could be wrong. Could definitely be wrong. Because this lowers the special attack. It's definitely not enough. Hey, get some nice little recovery. Get some drops. Is it better to... I was thinking, is it better to max guard? But nah, until agility after. Because I'm easily eating this up. Oh, that did nothing. Maybe I should have max guard and agility. So we knock out you. Orbeetle KOs Raichu. Raichu. Haunter KOs. Gardevoir. Choge. KOs. There's no way I lose, I think. Like, you can't even crit my my Cinderace to win. And also, I don't even know if my Orbeetle dies, I'll be honest. Togekiss, KOs, Hax. Like, cause like I said, I'm not max special defense, but I have a good amount of special defense here. Let's click Side Shock. See how this goes. As he goes for Shadow Ball. Knocks me out, which I think he might be Specs. Or crits me. Alright, so he got the crit on that, but... Again, I have the gravity on my side. I'm actually fairly confident that Piloswine needs to hit too, but let me just ensure victory instead of like risking it being Specs and then gravity ending. And I'm actually pretty positive Piloswine is either way, but we go for Pyro Ball here, which should guarantee hit because of gravity. Turns out he's Scarf, which will not be able to KO me. I believe even with a crit. Yep, even with a crit that would not have been able to KO me. I would have just lived on like 20-something%. And then we land the Pyro Ball and we win this game. Not bad. 2-0. Definitely a close game for sure. I think there was a few things that could have went very scary here. But yeah, Piloswine actually guaranteed ate that hit from Haunter anyway because it was Scarf Haunter. But yeah, it was a good game. So the New York Dreepys end up going 4-0 right now. So that's awesome. We have an undefeated season so far. And next week we take on Envy. So that should be cool. I'm going to hit up Elliot if he wants to do an interview. If not, like I said, you guys can pick up the merch for 10% off only until this Sunday. I don't know when there'll be another sale. This one was actually because you guys sold so well during the, or bought so well during the last sale that I was able to get another one because it went over the threshold or whatever. But yeah, if you guys want to pick it up, the link is down below. And I'll see you guys next time. If not, I'll see you guys in the interview. Goodbye, my friends. Maybe, though. What's up, guys? We're here with the after-game interview with my boy GalacticElliot. Say hi to the people.
What's good, guys?
This is a strong team. I like, you kind of tech me out with everything. That's like a given right here. I'm looking at it all, man. So what's the idea behind it, the entire squad?
So I felt like I just kind of needed to work around your team. I feel like this is the first time I had a decent matchup.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I had my Ninetales to be kind of just like Willow, you know, Hex, but obviously you had your Cinderace around and I couldn't really break through that, and then you wished into it. So, you know, that was definitely nice on your end to make sure that thing was healthy and around.
Thank you.
I meant so to pretty much try to like set up. I did it way too early, but like I felt there was no other way. Like I needed the momentum whenever I could, and the point of like Hydreigon was not to sweep, but to like break your team down.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I just didn't really have a lot of damage on your team as is. Like if I got like maybe if I had rocks on my team, like here's the thing with my team, I don't have like much
Yeah, only
hazards at all.
only Caparaja.
Yeah, and if I don't bring Caparaja, then I'm screwed. And I don't know, like Caparaja is nice, but like it's whack at the same time. It's just like I need it for more than one thing. So like if I want to bring AV, then no rocks, and if I want to bring rocks, then I miss out on like potential special defense or just sometimes just this doesn't have a good matchup. So, it's tough to get chip on your team because like you had a really good momentum, obviously Cinderace with like U-turn and whatnot, and yeah, like that PILOSWINE, man.
So
like,
fat, bro. I mean, you didn't get scald. I had Lumberry on HAXORUS, but like you didn't get scalds on Pylo. It wouldn't make a difference in the sense that it would die. It would still have been alive, but at least it would be burnt, so you'd have to worry about Ice Shard.
yeah, no, I was worried about I was saying in my recording, I'm like, dang, dude, like I think maybe Lum on like Haxorus, so I mean I'm at our Haxorus, but like I didn't get any bread at all. Come on, man, come on, like 4 skulls, but like it's all good, like I find it funny, and once he like poison jabbed me, like as a joke, I was like, man, this game hates me. Come on.
Yeah, I immediately got the poison, like immediately.
I was like, man, this game, that's a big like F you to my team. But no, I mean, you had a really sick team, man. Honestly, if it wasn't for PILOSWINE, like my Gastron just kind of sat there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was just in the beginning, I'm like, damn, the Gastron's just kind of going in, but yeah, honestly, my team just has a lot of setup. Obviously, I had Sugarberry and Raichu in case you had Earthquake on Haxorus or Earthquake on PILOSWINE.
Yeah.
My mindset was like, if I can get Raichu in at some point for free, this is obviously after Cinderace is gone, I can outspeed the rest of your team, and barring any like scarps or whatever, and just set up a nasty plot, live in Earthquake from like any of your Earthquakers, and then I had Focus Blast in case you had like Pangoro. I had Focus Blast just for like the highest amount of damage. That's not Thunderbolt, but it probably would have missed anyways, but like that's basically like how this team kind of went out. Togekiss was obviously nice with sub, and Nasty Plot, I can live hits slash I can get you to switch as I go for sub. It was really nice against your Orbeetle, which Orbeetle's really interesting because like with the G-Max, because
that's potential.
I feel like it has potential, but I feel like it's almost like better to not be G-Max.
Yeah, because you want wedge or something. Yeah, or Calm Mind Pass. Yeah, here I had agility because I basically got my weakness policy and I was trying to sweep. Like I was I don't even know if Shadow Ball actually guaranteed KO me at the range I was at because I had like HP and special defense EVs.
Yeah, I crit you. I wasn't sure.
I don't know. It didn't matter either way. But I didn't want to like after that crit. I didn't want to go PILOSWINE and Earthquake and have you be like Specs and for some reason it KO me and then my gravity be gone and then you dodge Pyro Ball and I lose. So that's why I went like hard Cinderace.
I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize the gravity ended up helping with that. That completely out of my mind. So I'm like, I was in my recording. I was like, hey, dude, like, what if Powerball missed? And then you're like, nah, man, gravity. I'm like, oh yeah. But yeah, that was really fun though, man. That was really fun.
No, for sure. Max HP Gardevoir just ate that +1 crunch. I was wow. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, whenever I saw that you were Wish, I was like, okay, this thing's gonna eat crunch, and like I immediately regretted like doing the memento early because I'm like, dang, but like I still got like at least some damage off. If I was adamant, then I may have been able to kill potentially,
but then you'd be slower than Haxorus.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to be jolly because the funny thing is, man, the Gen 5 dragons, dude, like you got like 97, 98 speed, like the most awkward speed ever. Yeah. I'm just like, yo, my awkward dragon outspeeds his awkward dragon. Let's go. But I had to be jolly, and obviously, you had to be as well. So I mean, you don't really have to be.
No, I know it made sense though. Like you have Haunter and stuff. And that Mon's a legitimate threat. I think it was such a cool pickup that you got. Like I've been seeing it put in work. Like every time you use it.
Yeah, like my front office was like, yo, you need to take Haunter. I'm just like, word. And people were like, why are you getting Haunter? I'm like, have you seen what Haunter does, dude? It's
yeah. It has good speed and it has base 115 special attack. It's actually a good Mon, especially at level 50 where
yeah. Like just really low key and really good like coverage, good speed, good special attack. Like it's one of those Mons that you don't expect to be good, and then I brought it like every single week I picked it up. So I don't know, it's nice.
I like that you did the anti-trace abilities. You got static, you got sticky hold, and you got flash fire. Flash fire makes sense a lot because of obviously my pyro ball is if I was banded and you gave me drought, I'm pretty sure I 2 KO'd every mon on your team. Like even
oh
like,
yeah.
I feel like even Gastrodon would be 2 KO'd, but
yeah, I was thinking like, yeah, he could trace my flash fire, but like I don't want to give your Cinderace drought. That's like the worst idea ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, in case of trace, I had no reason to even run like lightning rod or whatever. Like there's no reason for me to. So I was like,
it just gives me a boost. It just gives me a boost if anything.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know, it's just I just I mean, honestly, it's a big thank you to like my front office for like the ideas, but you know, I think like also Duncan, you had, like that battle with Duncan, and
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, don't want the, you know, none of that to end up mattering.
No,
So
I feel that. I feel that.
yeah,
I last minute made my Corviknight Aquaberry because I was basically fighting the entire week to put Iron Head on it or Defog, and I was like, I cannot use a Corviknight that cannot even damage a Togekiss, right? So I ended up saying screw Defog this week. I had Assault Vest Cinderace at first with Defog support because I was like, okay, Body Press on Corviknight, 2 KOs, Caparaja. I'm faster guaranteed as well with 28 speed EVs. So I could run the Assault Vest and eat every hit from everything because I thought Scarf Hydreigon was also sort of likely. And then I was like, yeah, this is dumb. Like, forget it. Let me just run Aquaberry so I could take 2 Heat Crashes. I could eat Fire Blast from Hydreigon or Flamethrower or whatever, and same thing from Togekiss. And it actually ended up mattering here because when I broke your sub, you know, it let me Poison Jab to put it in range of Orbeetle. So I was like, that was the big thing, I think. I really like the sub nasty about Togekiss. In general, Togekiss, like, the thing about your draft was you mentioned having a good matchup, and I also felt the same because Gastrodon walled a lot of my team, and then like I was gonna bring Choice Band HAXORUS for the 4th week in a row just because I love Choice Band HAXORUS, but I was like, there's no if I lock myself into a move, and you brought sub to take advantage, which is really clean. If I lock myself into a move, you take advantage of it, and there's no one good move I can click that can hit every mon on your team. Right, like close combat is resisted by a lot of it, or not very effective, or not effective. Period. And yeah, so I really like the Togekiss you brought, and it's part of the reason why I didn't, because I was Wish Calm Mind Gardevoir, and I probably could have tried to set up with it really early, but I didn't because I was like, I'm just gonna get flinched to death, and Togekiss is gonna beat me down, and I don't even know what the Haunter set is. So I like what you brought.
yeah, it was a good call to kind of just let it like sit there because it ended up mattering. Like Hydreigon just couldn't even break it.
Yeah,
you know,
which is
so.
crazy.
And then, you know, you would have been able to, like, eventually kill it out, but I would have gotten a lot more damage. So having the Gardevoir just kind of sit there was nice. And, you know, I feel like against my team, like I mentioned, like, I have a pretty good matchup against you. Like, you had, like, the best team that you could have possibly brought, like, honestly. And,
Yeah.
like, Super Fang, that was, like, very clean. I love running Super Fang. Like,
Oh, it's sick, bro.
So unconventional, but so great. I love it.
The stupid move animation has like a 2-second delay, so every single time I go for it, I think I miss. Like
So
specifically
scary.
on that, yeah. The only change I might have made was maybe Pangoro over Gardevoir potentially. So like that's what I was like kind of like going back and forth between. I wasn't sure which one I wanted, but I'm glad that I ended up coming with this.
Oh, you should be pretty happy. That D-Dance Hydreigon was...
Yeah, that acrobatic set would have been fire. I mean, I had body press on Corviknight, so when you saw drag, like I would take it because I'm physically defensive, but that'd still be cool. I didn't even bring mirror armor. I brought pressure, and I was debating. I was like, should I bring mirror armor? Does that help me beat like your Gardevoir? Because obviously, like part of the reason you didn't bring your G-Max is Corviknight completely shuts it down unless you're running like
Oh, yeah.
Giga Havoc. Excuse me, sorry, that's last generation. Max Lightning with Thunderbolt, which probably wouldn't even do that much, and PILOSWINE can shut it down too. So, like, and my G-Max as well. So, like, it makes sense that you bring Gardevoir.
Yeah,
This week.
this is a rough season for me. A lot because I'm so used to megas.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a thing for a lot of people. So it's not just me. And then there's obviously like G-Max is so important, and I'm so like inept whenever it comes to the max stuff. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I didn't realize how important it would be. Like Gardevoir isn't bad, but like I feel I'm lacking that important G-Max, and I feel like in this setting you need to kind of bring a G-Max every week because
Yeah,
if
you gotta,
anyone brings one,
yeah, you gotta defend yourself. Like,
yeah, it's like, oh man, he's about to break like half my team. Well, I better bring mine to not let him break half my team. But
literally, like, actually,
it's tough. It's tough. But it's all about getting used to it, and that's what I'm trying to like kind of do. And it's been rough. Like I'm now 1-4, but like I'm trying not to focus on like the fact that I'm losing. I'm trying to focus on the fact that like, hey, I gotta learn.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
like a
yeah,
completely new thing
this is
for
the
me,
test
so.
season as well. To be fair, like, and also
Yeah.
the fact that we have to adjust to this stupid timer. Like, I was looking at your timer in mine. I'm like, wow, he's at 3 minutes. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it at least resets to like 1 minute, right? Like,
yeah,
that's cool. I didn't realize that was even the case. 'Cause I never got under 1 minute, but I started like panicking. Like once, like I got like the Togekiss, I'm like, wait, I'm under a minute. Wait, I gotta spam flamethrower. No. And then like I went, if they're going back to like 1, I'm like, oh, okay. Like it doesn't like go under 1. Okay, that's cool. So I'm like, I'm wondering like, how do people like have the time limit, and I'm kind of confused. Like, do they just like take a minute?
It's honestly the reason a lot of people lose their timer is because they're looking at their Pokemon. So when you're making a switch, or when you're going for U-turn, when you're going for Volt Switch, it doesn't show the timer at all. So that's like Nexus, for instance, won the game on 0 seconds. And actually, it's funny because he had 3 Pokemon and his opponent had a Powdon. It was Cybertron, or 2 Pokemon. If he had missed that Hydro Pump, he lost instantly because the timer was done. So like that's where a lot of people lose their time. That's why I'm like really quick with what I pick, even if my decision isn't like the 100% best.
That's what I've been doing because I'm panicking. I'm like, I don't want to go to timer.
No,
this is the worst.
No, nobody's trying to lose. We just want to play. We just want to battle, and I really wish they do, or hope they do fix that timer. But yeah, that's the big thing.
You know, custom rules, right? Yeah. Like we're doing this like kind of exploit in a way where we're like tricking the Switch into thinking we're like in the same room, but it's like even then. We can't even.
Yeah, we can't even make it like an equivalent. I do think this is like the best solution from custom, at least, because if we did 30 minutes, animations would count. So
I mean 30 minutes is still not even enough. Like if you have to be like 40 minutes an hour. Like
it would literally have to be an hour is like the best. I don't even know why they made a timer. We didn't have a timer back in Gen 5 and below. Like there's no point. Don't give me a timer. Let me just battle somebody until the game's done. That's it.
Yeah, that's
like at least in friendly competition, like in battle spot, whatever. Sure, timer makes sense. You're not trying to be stalled the entirety of the day, right?
Just there. Like let somebody make a rule, and then it will like send it to the other person and be like, "Are these rules okay?"
And and then that's
like,
good.
Wait, why are they doing this? Or they'll be like, "Oh, okay, these rules are cool, awesome." Like just make both people agree, and then you're good. Yeah. And then if people complain, then that's on the 2 people to complain to themselves, not for them to complain to Game Freak. It's not like Game Freak's fault. So I don't know. It's just, I hope they fix it or at least hear out the issues. But you know how singles, goes with Game Freak. They don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's unfortunate. But you know what? We'll see. But we're making the most of it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think we're doing what we can.
It's nice. It's nice because I didn't even realize the 1 minute thing until today. And honestly, it makes me feel a little less anxious because before I didn't know that it like did not go under a minute. Like, once you're under a minute, I thought like we're like 20 seconds, 10 seconds. Like I thought that would have happened, and I'd be like, oh no.
Nah, you're good as long as it doesn't go to 0, as long as the entire thing doesn't go out. But you have your time for the entire turn. But yeah, that's the big thing.
You can't be taking forever to like on the Switch screen.
Exactly.
Because you can't see the timer there.
Yeah, but either way, guys, thank you for watching. Check out Elliot, of course. His channel link would be down below. Do you have any closing words, bro?
Thanks for the match, dude. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely.
Make sure you guys are showing Matt love to Joey, man. This man is amazing. I got to hang out with him at Pokethon. I know.
Oh my god, you just reminded me. I got to look at Pokethon. I got to look at the announcement.
For sure, man. But thanks for the battle. Thanks for having me. And yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. Thank you, everybody. Leave a like if you enjoyed. See you guys next week versus my game with Envy. Peace.
Peace.